As you guys know, I usually come on here and amid the cringe jokes and the memes, the goal or the message of every video is simply to advocate for players. This is a video game commentary channel, and I like to use this channel to call out what I perceive as anti-consumer practices in the gaming space. But this video is not going to be about video games. It's actually about something much more important. I don't have this huge channel, I don't have a lot of followers, but I still do have a platform, and I want to use it to talk about things that are important to me. Some of you may have seen this photo of a boy in a blue hat with the Spider-Man backpack. His name is Liam, he's 5 years old. And a few days ago, he was arrested by ICE agents after coming home from school, and he was sent to a detention center. Just days ago, as of this recording, another child, a 2-year-old girl, was also detained by ICE. And so far this year, in 2026 alone, the year literally just started, mind you, 8 people have been murdered at the hands of the Trump administration and ICE, including Renee Good and Alex Peretti, 2 US citizens. What's happening right now in the United States is inhumane. I want to be clear while making this video that this is not about whether you are a Republican or a Democrat or a conservative or a progressive. This situation is about right and wrong. And what's happening in the US with the Trump administration's immigration directives and ICE is wrong on every single level. In addition to being a huge nerd and a fan of video games, some of you may know that I am an immigrant. Yes, I'm a white guy, I'm a US citizen as well, and that alone is a privilege in and of itself, and I'm well aware of that. But I've spent almost all of my adult life living abroad. However, even with my own experience as an immigrant or an expat, seeing all of this happen in the US is unimaginable. I can't fathom how terrified immigrants in the US must feel right now. Hell, I can't imagine how anyone who looks foreign feels right now. Because in the US at this moment, a lot of people are being targeted simply out of xenophobia and racism and bigotry, and they're in danger each and every time they go outside. At the end of the day, regardless of your political affiliation and whether you agree with the Trump administration's immigration policies, I think we can all agree that nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die for peacefully protesting, and nobody deserves to die for immigrating to another country because they want to improve their lives. That is not a crime that's worthy of death. Okay? If any of you have ever lived in another country, then you're aware that there are certain challenges that come with being an immigrant. It can be a very solitary experience. It's hard to make friends. It can be scary and stressful. For instance, going to the immigration office and not knowing if your visa will be denied or not. Or what if your neighbor or your boss is xenophobic and they just hate your guts simply because you're a foreigner? Or God forbid, what if something tragic happens to a family member or friend back home? What do? You can't just up and leave on a whim. There are certain things just as an immigrant that inherently makes you feel unstable and worried and fearful. And these are all feelings that a lot of immigrants and expats experience. But the situation that's happening in the US right now is extreme, and I believe the Trump administration's immigration policies are inhumane. They are draconian, and they're rooted in fascism. In addition to innocent people who are being detained and killed at the hands of ICE and the Trump administration, journalists are now being arrested. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I just saw a video this morning of federal agents showing up to a journalist's home and arresting her while her 2 kids are in the house, mind you.
Well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. This seems a little bit aggressive.
This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media.
Fort's arrest comes the morning after former CNN anchor and independent journalist Don Lemon was taken into custody.
This whole thing is no longer about, is that person here illegally or not? It's about fighting against xenophobia and racism and bigotry. I've attached a fundraiser to this video. It's for a nonprofit that helps immigrants. If you can donate, every dollar helps. I don't touch this money, by the way. It all gets donated to the nonprofit directly by YouTube. Better yet, if you have a local organization or nonprofit in your community that supports immigrants and you can volunteer your time or donate there, that's probably even better. If you have a neighbor or a friend or a coworker or an acquaintance who is an immigrant, reach out to them and see how they're doing. And at the very least, please keep talking about this. I feel like the news cycle moves so fast, and this is not something that should be buried. And that's exactly why I made this video. I just felt wrong not saying anything. If you made it this far, I do appreciate it. I don't know if anyone is still watching, but this video isn't monetized in any way, and I promise next video we'll be back to the cringe memes. But thank you guys for watching.